You and I had a conversation, and people are like, well, how close are you to Stephen A? I said, I met him in 2014 when I came on the show.
Yeah.
I said, we've talked over the years, we exchanged numbers, and we've talked over the years.
Yeah.
But I said over the last year and a half or so, I was going through some things, and he was the one guy that was in this business that I felt I could talk to. It would stay between us, but he would give me sound advice. And so now you have your thing with First Take. You are the voice, you are the face of First Take, you're the first face of ESPN. What made you reach out and say, bro, I want you?
Because I got love for you, bro. And that's just me being a man and speaking as two brothers. You know our former boss at First Take, Jamie Horowitz, who was over at, he brought you over to FS1 and all of that. And he knows my history. He knows what I stand for. I remember when I first, you can ask him, I remember when I first arrived on First Take, and I rolled up in there and I saw a bunch of white folks. And I said, yo, where the brothers and the sisters at? You don't think I'm gonna be sitting here working with a bunch of white folks, do you? I don't mind white folks. I ain't got nothing against y'all. God bless you. You understand what I'm saying? We all brothers and sisters in the eyes of God when all is said and done. But you ain't gonna just have me surrounded by a bunch of lily white folks. You better sprinkle some
little pepper in here.
A little pepper up in this mix. You know what I'm saying? And so, he brought one, and then the next thing you know, I picked 2 or 3 others and made sure to diversify that staff. And then one of the things that I did when I came in there, I knew Skip was going to want to debate me and whatever, but I was talking about subject matters that we needed to broach because it was still his show, but he respected me enough to get my opinion, and I was like, look, we need all of these other people because I want voices, and I'm built differently. And what I mean by that is there's no shade on you or anybody else. But I don't believe anybody's knocking me off my perch. I will knock me off my perch. Corporate stuff, bureaucratic stuff. Yeah. That stuff you can't, Right. But I'm talking about in terms of my on-air performance, my job performance. I don't worry about it. You know what I worry about? The day that I want to leave and I haven't done anything to create opportunities for us to continue. And so for me, it's like I look at you, I think that you're smart, you're obviously incredibly accomplished. You ain't gonna never hear me say, no disrespect to anybody, not to bring up nothing, you ain't gonna never hear me say 3 Super Bowl championships and Hall of Fame status don't mean nothing. I don't roll like that. Right. That's not who I am. I'm the kind of person that I argue with you about football, but I want the audience to know, yo, you the football expert. Right. Not me. Right. I'm the reporter that walks in and I'm like, this is what I saw, tell me I'm wrong. This is what I'm seeing. Tell me I'm wrong. This is where I'm coming from, just like me and you talk about. Right. I know you. I don't give a damn how much basketball you know. You don't know no more basketball than me. I've been covering. I learned from living legends and all this stuff, but I still want to hear what you have to say. If you can listen to me talk about football, why the hell can I listen to you talk about basketball? Right. And so all of that, and then your heart, being a conscientious brother, caring about the issues that you caring about, speaking about the issues that you speak about. Nah, brother, iron sharpens iron. And yeah, I got Mad Dog Russo, that's white. I got Dan Orlovsky, that's a white dude. You see what I'm saying? Jeff Saturday at one time, he was on the show. That's a white man. But the bottom line is I want it all. I want to make sure there's brothers, there's sisters, black and white, ethnic, Hispanics, Asian American, I don't give a damn who it is. I want to make sure we're representing America and we make sure that everybody that looks at our show says, I can identify with what they're saying. But in the end, when it comes to me personally, whether it's Ryan Clark, it's Marcus Spears, all right, it's Damian Woody, it's Louis Riddick, the list goes on and on. My brother Michael Irvin, that's now over at FS1, Keyshawn Johnson, these are my boys. I go back decades with these. These are my brothers. Right. You see what I'm saying? They will tell you ask anybody that knows me, I'm about getting you paid. I'm about helping you become successful. I'm about letting you shine. I'm not threatened by anybody's appearance. It's my obligation.
But you heard it. You've heard the comments.
Yes.
Man, Stephen A, man, he's strong-willed, he brags, blah, blah, blah. Right. Shannon, strong-willed, iron, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. How is that going to work?
They don't know.
You know what I tell people? Yeah. I'm going to say 2 people that strong-willed can absolutely get along. That's right. As long as there's respect.
Absolutely.
The moment one disrespects the other loses respect for the one that disrespected him. Right. So now it's just a matter of time.
Exactly. And that's not going to happen.
No.
Because I don't roll like that.
I don't either.
I don't roll like that. It's like, yo, I'm going to argue with you about your points. But you know what? We gonna agree, we gonna disagree. But at the end of the day, we brothers, and we gonna sit up there and try to do what we can to make our product shine.
Right.
That's our responsibility, because if we do otherwise, all we're doing is inhibiting the other success.
Right.
We're getting in the way of what we're trying to do.
Right.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Right.
And not only that, it's setting a bad example for our community. If I really need to get deep about
Yeah.
it. Because what happens is that, so they can't chill. They can't sit up there and do a show together. They can't get along. You see that crabs in the barrel mentality, blah, blah, blah. Nah, man, we showing something different.
Right.
You know, First Take, I've been blessed and fortunate enough, throwing shade on nobody. We've been #1 for 12 years. We gonna be #1 for 13. It's just that simple. And 14. And damn it, if I do it for 15, it's gonna be 15. That's the way it's gonna be. That's how my mentality is. And I don't root for anybody to fail. I just root to be the best.
Right.
And there's a difference. And as far as I'm concerned, anybody that's with me, we the best. This is what we gonna do. So now it's we. It ain't Steven. Hey, it's we. And when you come to First Take, because you ain't start yet, you gonna see it's a family. You gonna see we get along. It ain't fake. We roll with one another.
Right.
We vibe with one another. We watch one another's back. It has always been that way under my stewardship of the show. And I can say my stewardship of the show because the show was handed to me. They ain't come to me and I just took the title and all. No.
Right.
They came to me and said, it's yours. You're responsible for it. If I didn't want Shannon Sharpe at First Take, Shannon Sharpe wouldn't be at First Take.
Absolutely.
That's just how it rolls.
No question.
But I had to come out that day because with all that you were
Bro,
going
when you was
through,
telling me this, see, what you're saying now is that you told me months in advance because you was telling me things that were going on at Fox. Hell, I didn't know it. I'm like, hold on. I drive to this building every day. How the hell you know what I don't know? You telling me, bro, it's going down like this. It's happening like this. And I'm just scratching my head. I'm like, I'm at this building every day and everybody cheesing and pleasing in my...
Was I right?
You was absolutely spot on.
Say I was right. You know. And by the way, it wasn't because of Fox. It's because I know the business.
Right.
I've been here for 30 years. I can see it a mile away. You know, I can see the handwriting on the wall. I knew when it was over for you, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I knew when it was over. And I was like, I'm here. You see what I'm saying?
You
because I knew what was gonna happen. What happens is when you got noise, and we gonna call it like, listen, I'm gonna call it like I see it. You don't wanna do this, let me do it. All right? Because I've been in the business long enough. When you're black and you have the kind of evident, apparent, meaning public situations like that, we don't win. Everybody's circling. The sharks are circling now. It's not one person. And it's not, collusion going on. Instinctually, people tend to believe this, believe that, and the sharks are circling. And that's why I came out. You know the #1 reason I came out, even before First Take was even on my mind? You know the #1 reason I came out, Shannon Sharpe, and I said, I want Shannon Sharpe on First Take? Because I wanted the world to know that you were wanted. That was the most important thing to me. I wanted the world, I didn't want you to be in a situation where the sports world looked at you and said, what'd he do? He must have done something. Persona non grata, blah, 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 blah. So I said, if he ends up here, he ends up here. The honchos know I want him. But more importantly than that, this is a brother that I think has done a lot of good work on television that has helped our community. And as a result, it's incumbent upon me, because of the perch that I sit on, to let them know he's wanted. Don't cut him off, because that's what they did to me in 2009. They cut me off and left me for dead, bro. And I'm not talking about ESPN. I'm talking about the industry. They cut me off and left me for dead. They thought I was done. They were writing my epitaph. And I knew it. And I said, I was blessed and fortunate enough to have enough connections and to do what I do to overcome it. I don't know if this brother does. So let me let the world know he has me. And we'll go from there.
That happened. That absolutely happened like that, because you and I was talking, and you was like, bro, I got this, but as soon as I get out of this meeting, I'll hit you back. And we were talking 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and you took every last one of my calls. And I'm thinking to myself, and I remember getting on the phone calling my sister, and I was like, Libby, it's probably going to happen. I say, because it's not coming from inside, it's coming from somebody that I know knows the business, and he wouldn't bull jive me. But he told me that there's a 95% chance that it's going to happen, and he wants me on his show.
Right.
And I'm like, I think I'm good at what I do.
Right.
And for him, it did my heart good.
Right.
Because I know what you represent in this industry to say, I want him on my show.
Right.
Whatever this, I don't believe nothing. Look, you go back and from when I was with the Broncos for 10 years, went to Baltimore for 2, back to the Broncos for 2, CBS for a decade, I was with Fox for 6 years. Not one person ever said anything bad about Shannon. He's difficult to work with, he this, that. My greatest compliment from players is guys that were on my team say, Shannon Sharpe's the greatest teammate I ever had. He's my favorite teammate, the way he approached it, the way he was. And so for you to come to me and to say what you said when you didn't have to do any of it, and nobody would have held that against you. Because like you said, that's what would have happened. And I heard it. Man, he must have did something. No, showed up every day on time and did a hell of a job. I remember when Jamie Horowitz, who we're talking about, came to recruit me in 2016 in April at the W Hotel. He said, you're going to be a star. I said, Jamie, I know what, he said, trust me. He says, I know talent.
It goes deeper than that. Because you see, Jamie, whether he wants to tell you this or not, I knew back then Skip was auditioning you. Because whenever I took off, you would be there.
Yes.
And what Jamie wouldn't tell anybody is that there were extra days that I would take off just so Skip could bring you on. Because, again, if you're not creating opportunities for other people, what good are you?
Right.
My pastor says, and I'm not the most religious person in the world. I mean, as promiscuous as I've been in my lifetime, at least for the first. I mean, I am in no position. You know, I'm a lot better now over the last decade or so. But Lord, I have my issues, no question about it. And you know, my pastor would say all the time, there's no success without a successor. And so when I look at, you know, for me, all the brothers that are on the show, one of my proudest moments was when Michael Irvin came last year. And the reason why it was proud, because I love the playmaker. I mean, he and I are very, very tight with brothers. And I know what his name brings and the stature that it holds. And so you're thinking that he comes and others are going to feel alienated. But if you watched him when he was on the show with us, it was a brotherhood.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
He's a great man.
And it was a brotherhood.
So you know him because you know how great he is.
Exactly.
He loves everybody.
But it's like all of these, Orlovsky and RC and everybody, Swagger, they wanted to be on the air with him.
Right.
And so my point is that that's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
It's like, wait a minute, the NFL constantly talks about what a brotherhood exists.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? First Take is a platform for a brotherhood.
Right.
So when Shannon comes on, yeah, you're going to be on the air with me. But guess what? Them brothers going to slide up in there.
Yes.
Y'all need to be with each other.
Yeah.
You need to be next to each other. You need to be, you know, verbally knocking somebody like me upside the head when I'm coming at y'all like, yeah, I'm not a little journalist. I saw this. Yeah, you know, and you're like, look at this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and we're laughing and having a blast. It's entertainment, bro, but it's information.
Right.
Okay? It's perspective.
Yes.
It's serious stuff that needs to be addressed. It's the whole gamut. And think about it. We got the national airwaves for the worldwide leader available to us to disseminate and display our message, our belief, our culture, our perspectives, and put them all on display for everybody to see, to combat or to embrace.
Right.
But the point is, at the end of the day, you ain't gonna feel alone.
Right.
You gonna be there and we gonna be together. Why? Because I'm gonna have your back, that's why. And they gonna have your back. And that's the way it's gonna be. That's the way it's gonna be.
You one of the few, Stephen A. Because I know a lot of people that could have opportunities to help somebody, but they want to be the only ninja with money.
Nah, I don't want that. And I told you this, and I'll tell the audience that I told you this. I said, you might be a First Take for 1 year, you might be a First Take for years to come. It's my responsibility, and I'm dead serious. It's a heart attack. It's my responsibility to make sure that you are more successful with me than you were before you arrived.
That's what you told me.
That's my responsibility. And I'm going to make sure it happens come hell or high water. We ain't going down, brother. We only going up.
No. You know that, dude.
That's the way it's going to be.
You know.
That's just the way it's going to
Goat
be.
man coming.
That's right.
Uncle Stephen A.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
You know?
HBCU, it's the takeover.
You know. I ain't trying to lose.
No, we don't.
I'm never about that. Anybody that knows me ain't about that. I don't mean no disrespect to nobody. All right?
Y'all heard it.
But
that's him. As good as it gets right here. Stephen A. Smith. Monday, September 4th.
No doubt.